I don't have time to read. I get it. I hear it from clients all the time. I was doing a Friday seminar in Seattle last week and heard the same thing from many of the attendees in the audience. I mean, the reality is, it's fascinating to me that we have bookstores and the popularity of Nooks and Kindles and new devices to make reading easier and faster is it's oxymoronic for me as a coach, because what I hear most of the time in coaching sessions when people are when they pull the mask off a little bit, slip the kimono back and say, here's the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is I buy books, I don't read them. I get to chapter 2 and then I put it down. And sure, I mean, some of that may rest at the foot of the author, of course, if they don't make it compelling, but at the end of the day, I think it's because we have so much data and information and choices coming at us that it's sometimes it's just a little tough to stay with a book. This is a book I'm going to really recommend to you very highly. It's Michael Maher's The 7 Levels of Communication. The subtitle is Go From Relationships to Referrals. And I just got to assume that sounds really good to you, right? So here's the thing. If you're a real estate agent, you have to own this book. Period. Order the book. You've got to get this book. Michael has closed 200 transactions a year for a number of years in Kansas City. He's an MBA, and in the 17 years that I've been doing audio interviews, I've only interviewed, I think, 2 agents twice. And Michael is one of those, and so I think that speaks to the esteem that I hold him in terms of content. But he's the only one, to my knowledge, that has written a book, and he's laid it all out. So here's the thing, again, if you're a realtor, you got to own it. If you're a mortgage lender, highly recommend that you get it, because you'll be able to coach your partners, your realtor partners, through some of the content in here in arguably what is one of the most difficult markets we've ever seen. And you can apply it to your own business as well. And I think we can cause that bridge to go just a little bit wider by saying, honestly, anybody in the relationship business would benefit from this book. It's an easy read. It's less than 200 pages. And it all sort of hinges around what he calls the communication pyramid. And what you'll see here is at the bottom he talks about advertising, direct mail, and electronic communication being at the bottom. Handwritten notes right there in the middle of that green band. And then up here at the top are phone calls, events and marketing, and one-on-one meetings. His contention is, and he told me this in our interview, the last interview, he said 80% of my time are spent in those top 3 activities. So if you think about that, at the end of the day, that's where business is done, right? That's where relationships are built. You've got to get this book. Go to Amazon. It just hit #1 in the real estate section of Amazon. You need to own it, and then you need to read it. I gotta go.